we have got Billy Costello, Nikki St. Costello, Painted Horse.
Yes.
I'm gonna get this one of these days, aka Mr. Deadpool himself. He is rocked out in Deadpool
Dripping.
right now.
I think the kids call it dripping.
Yeah, you got the Deadpool drip. We were talking about this. Once someone associates something with you, like you're a fan of something, and they like you, they're like, hey, I saw this, I thought of you, and they buy it for you.
Yeah, people start buying you stuff and sending it to you. And I got a friend, my friend Greg Mercer. He's my oldest friend. I've known him for over 50 years. That kind of friend from school. He sent me a little figurine or something a couple of years ago, about a year ago. Getting your levels? Okay, yeah. So anyhow, I'm doing the test voice right now for Travis as he sets his levels.
The levels are fine.
The old musician in me comes out. Me, 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 me.
I feel like you're good. There we go. All right. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, a little behind the scenes there, right? When we have other guests on, sometimes the levels get out of whack.
Right.
But I feel like I hear you perfectly, and I think we're going to hear you good. So Sorry, you were telling a story.
No, that was it. I was just like you said, man. I'm such a Deadpool fan. The guy's a smart ass. How could I not gravitate towards a superhero like that? Met a guy the other day talking about it. He's like, his kid's into Deadpool, but he never really was into it. He's a guy that. In fact, he does. He goes and gets groceries for people and delivers it.
DoorDash,
not
Eats,
cart,
Instacart.
Yeah. And anyhow, he was telling me, he's like, he's going to go check out the new movie coming out in July. Deadpool and Wolverine, because he's an old Wolverine. I said, yeah, I get it. Wolverine is back in your day, and and Deadpool was this like newcomer superhero, but there couldn't have been a better superhero fit for Ryan Reynolds, man, because he's got the person. It's like they made that superhero for him, right? And I mean, maybe you're not a Ryan Reynolds fan. I forgive you. But the dude's just hysterical in the lines. I mean, he didn't write the first one, but the second one, he was actually part of the writing. And you can tell,
a little different.
You can feel the Ryan coming out in the lines and all. But I'm really excited about this third one. Apparently, the director says this is not Deadpool 3. This is a completely different multiverse story. Yeah. And speaking of the multiverse, I'm also a big Rick and Morty fan. Okay. I got turned on them a few years ago, and I was asking people like, how in the fuck did I not know about this cartoon sooner? Like, this is brilliant. This is awesome. I'm really sad to what happened to Justin because, in the Me Too, Believe All Women stuff, it's just, he got caught up in it. And unfortunately, we live in an age where people are fucking guilty until they're proven innocent. And then after they're proven innocent, the mainstream media doesn't bother to go and make it a main story so people know, oh, wow, we were wrong. That guy was innocent. They just go, oh, okay, back page kind of bullshit,
right.
And let a dude's reputation, let a person's reputation be destroyed because of some gold digging, whatever. I'm going to try to refrain here because I know there's ladies listening. Hello, ladies.
Which you're out there advertising for right now?
Well, I mean...
The right one.
I mean...
Rubbing the shoulders.
Hey, I had a blast at my sister's wedding, and we're going to get into that, obviously. Yeah. But yeah, it's just to finish up the whole thing. I posted a couple weeks ago. I said if some genius at Team Deadpool and or Team Rick and Morty decided, because it's a multiverse, right? Rick lives in the multiverse. Rick rules the multiverse, and Deadpool and those guys exist in the multiverse. You people out there that aren't into it, just ask somebody. Google it. Google it. That's what I say. Yeah. But yeah, I just thought, that would be the most money-taking project ever.
Especially yours.
That's what I said. I was like, they would be taking my money like a stripper on ecstasy. I was like, here, just take it, man. Yeah. Go, bring me more, Yeah. But yeah, I'm just a child. I mean, I'm a 57-year-old man with a 12-year-old, heart.
Yeah,
I don't ever want to grow up, man. I got the Peter Pan syndrome. I don't want to grow up. I mean, adulting is overrated. Come on, people in the comments, leave it. I'm right. Adulting is way overrated. Now, I told my mom years ago, I was like, when I was 15, man, I made a countdown. I got grounded all the time, and I wanted to be an adult so badly. And then I became an adult, and now I just want to be a teenager again. I want to be 15 again. And I told my mom, I was like, just let me move back in. I'll clean the house. I'll wash the dishes. I'll mow the lawn. I won't complain. I'll be in on time. I'll do whatever you tell. I don't want to be an adult anymore. This shit's overrated. But yeah, I just, I have the time and the finances and everything. And, hopefully more so. Our union's getting ready to go in negotiations here. Teamsters, baby. And hopefully.
Right for elections.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be an interesting summer, folks. And yeah, I don't know if you want me to go down that election path right now because I'm fired up, brother. Not yet. Yeah, that might be another episode. We might have to wait till a couple weeks or so, a couple months when it's really, getting heated. But I got to say, just real quick in passing, regardless of what you think of the individual that is currently being prosecuted, persecuted, whatever, however you want to frame it. I was never a big fan of the man, but the best way to get me to be a fan of you, let the justice system come at you with bullshit, turn you into an outlaw. Buddy, I'm totally going to be a fan because I'm an outlaw in remission, right? I mean, my daughter, my grandchildren, my grandsons are the reason that I'm walking the path. Like I said, God has, all praise and glory to God. Thank you, Jesus. He pulled my ass out of the fire. I'm walking the path. Now I'm trying to. I stumbled, but I'm trying.
We're all
but I am an outlaw. I make no, I don't, mince my words on that. I lived, back in the day, I lived a life. I was growing weed when it wasn't legal. I got skin in the game. I did time. I got thrown in an isolation cell in Skagit County for 3 months for trying to grow pot so I could get off the opiates that legally had been given to me by a doctor, back when the Sacklers were making money turning us all into fucking addicts. I was one of those people. I lost my marriage, lost my house, lost my job, lost friends, all because of opiates. The shit's poison. I mean, listen, there's no better feeling in the world than being high on opiates. But to come down the balance, it's hell. It's hell on earth. And let me tell you, you ain't lived until you've come off of opiates in an isolation jail cell in Skagit County. I mean, just being in Skagit County jail alone is bad enough, but yeah. So yeah, there's that. But like I said, I've seen the corruption of the justice system. I've seen the corruption of the police force. You got goons out here wearing masks that want to kick your doors in and blow your fucking head off for growing plants that are as juiced up on adrenaline as any junkie you'll ever meet, but they have a license to do it. So it's unfortunate, but right now I'm just looking at people I know as friends, family that are like, vicious about it. And let me finish. And they're all supporting this. And I'm like, wait a minute, you can't support corruption in one way and then turn around and scream about it, being wrong in the next. So so that's where I'm at with that. And we'll leave that for another time, another date.
Here's why, guys, I gotta tell you, I'm doing a new rule. I'm doing a new thing now. It's called Wranglin' Billy. Okay, now
Wrangle Billy in.
It takes a professional surgeon skill, because Billy will hit. He's the guy. It's a picture of on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, where Charlie's in front of a board and he's like the detective where he's got
with the cigarette and
he's got the yard tracing, like a detective. This point to this point, this map, this photo to this photo. That is a story of Billy, because Billy he's throwing analogies, and then he puts analogies on top of analogies, which reminds him of a story of what he used to have to do.
Yep.
And I love it, and it's good, but I gotta wrangle him.
Because we only got him a certain amount of time. I get you, brother. I got you.
So
I'll be good today.
So what I'm
just today.
This is gonna be a different type of a show that we've previously had, because it's always fun to get into the archives of Nicky St. Cussolo and go down where he's been and where he's gone and where he's from and what he's done. It's helped build a picture of who he is now, and there's probably a million more stories. But what we're going to do, we had some pretty exciting stuff happen these past few weeks.
Yes.
He had a birth of a grandson.
Amen.
And he also went to visited out in Virginia, went and visited his sister's wedding. You got to see his mom and some hometown folk, I'm guessing, some family and friends. Yes, sir. And then he's also been posting up a ton on Facebook, per usual.
I do that.
But we're going to do a new segment towards the end, which is, Billy, what did you mean by this?
Cool. I like that.
And we're going to
read that.
Just to get a little background on some
And this is all new to me, folks. I'm walking into this. This is all fresh.
He didn't tell me.
So it'll all be extemporaneous. It'll be spontaneous and true and fresh.
Yeah, and I'm a little loud too. I'm gonna pull myself down. But yeah. So let's start in chronological order.
Absolutely.
Because the baby was born after you reached Virginia, correct? So let's talk about starting your trip out to West Virginia?
No, Virginia.
Virginia.
God, don't. No,
I'm sorry about that. That was.
Careful now. Careful.
But anyway, okay, start us out, and I'll just
much
sit here.
love to West Virginia. We're over it.
I'm gonna wrangle. I'll wrangle the best I can, but take the lead.
Yes, sir. So I had my trip planned. Was supposed to be there Friday morning. My friend John Jankowski, call him JJ. He's on my Facebook. He's a Uber and Lyft driver. Lives right by the airport, right up on SeaTac Hill there. Beautiful view of the mountain and the valley from his back deck. But a great friend. Guy has been since I got out of jail. I met him when I got out of jail. Hired me as a late night dispatcher for lost and delayed luggage from the airport. But just real passing. One instance, I actually got to talk to Rose McGowan, the actress, because we had her luggage and all. And in hindsight, I really wish I had pulled my head on my ass when she asked me and said, "Are you delivering my luggage?" And I said, "No, someone else is." I should have said, "Yes, ma'am, I'm bringing it to you after I clock out." Because Marilyn Manson ain't got shit on me. Whatever his name is. Do you know that guy's now the head of the Church of Satan? Brian Warner?
He's now?
He is he took over from the LaVey family. Marilyn Manson, Brian Warner, I think is his name. He is literally the head of the Church of Satan.
Interesting.
So for all you people out there that thought it was just an act, it's not an act. Scientologists and Satanism, man, and Hollywood is just, I think I mentioned this before, it's very prevalent. But yeah, so anyhow, I was sitting at his house and he's going to give me a ride. Free parking, free shuttle to and from the airport because that's what friends are for. He says, check your phone. So I check my phone. I'm like, oh, I got an email. Oh, your flight's been delayed. Son of a gun. I look, this is 30 minutes later because I hadn't been checking my email. We were just sitting there just jawing. We're actually talking about doing something like this. And we were talking about you, as a matter of fact, and doing something because we've been wanting to do a podcast ourselves for years. Right? And after hearing this, he was just like, hey, man. We
caught fire.
Okay, it fired him up. Yeah. He's revved. And so I look and it says your flight's been canceled. Shit. Now it says, we've rebooked you. Please confirm this flight. Well, they'll have me leaving in the morning at like 8, I think, flying to LA, sitting in LA from noon from 4 p.m. until midnight. And then at 11:59 p.m., I get on a plane and fly to Chicago. I sit in Chicago for a couple hours, leave there at like 6 or 8, something like that, and arrive in Richmond at 11:07 a.m. on Saturday, a day later than I was supposed to, and the wedding's at 1 o'clock. So that ain't working. So I get on the phone, get rebooked, get a flight out in the morning, have to drive all the way back to BL and sleep for a few hours and drive back to his place. But cracker, the sun hasn't come up yet. Off to the airport we go. I get in. Man, we were lucky. SeaTac is such a shit show. They filed us over there was an overflow at the security, so they took us over to this new annex part of the airport. We get over there. This couple is like freaking out. We're going to miss our flight because there's only 2 lines open, and all of a sudden some people come off a break and they open up and we all of a sudden the line starts moving. We all get through. We make our flight. So get on the plane, get to Charlotte, get off, gate next to me to Richmond. Sorry, sir, gate's closed, can't get on. All right, well, we can get you on the one over here. So I go over to the B12 gate. I sit there and I get a notice, you've been delayed. Well, of course, it's American Airlines. Folks don't ever fly American, I'm telling you. You can tell them I said this too. I want to cost them money. I want to cost them lots of money because they cost me a moment that I can't ever get back, Travis. I wanted to be at my sister's rehearsal dinner. I wanted to ask the father-in-law if he wouldn't mind being the son, the oldest son, and her father having passed away on Mother's Day in 2015. And this is literally Mother's Day or a week after Mother's Day. Would you mind if I walk my sister down the aisle? And I'm there at the rehearsal dinner. Hey, we can do this now. Show me what I need to know. And I didn't get that. That was taken from me by American Airlines incompetence and inconsideration and just unprofessionalism. They're shit. I mean, you just don't do people like that. Literally, you're going to put me on a flight and say, you're not even going to think, maybe this person had a reason for wanting to be in Richmond on Friday, no, we're just going to send you a day later. Kiss my ass. Really? Yeah. I don't know how a company stays in business doing business like that. They shouldn't, but federal funding, our tax dollars go to pay for people to be that stupid and inconsiderate, I guess. Anyhow, I get to Charlotte, and I'm sitting there, and they're like, oh, your flight's delayed. Crap. All right, so I sit around and I wait, and I'm like, man, it's taking long. Look, my gate still says Houston. I get up and I go look at the big board. Oh, your flight's leaving right now at gate, what was it? I was at B12. So over at C gate, C6. Crap. I grab my stuff and I just start running.
Oh, my God.
Right? I get there and they're like, sorry, sir, the gates are closed. And then dude comes out and says, have you seen Costello? And I'm like, yeah, that's me. Can I get on the plane? He goes, no, sorry, the doors are closed. We're just making sure you were here. I'm like, yeah. And I go off. I'm like, you guys didn't tell me shit. I'm like, I've been over there an hour and a half waiting. I go, you told me you were delayed. You didn't say shit about the gate change. And they're like, you guys are killing me, man. And I told them what was going on. They're like, sir, we're sorry. We'll get you on the flight over here at C10 at 8 o'clock. So, all right, great. So I get on that flight. Thank God my brother, Jimmy, James Llewellyn, he works for a company. He's able to get me a hotel room at the Sheraton by the airport. God, that's the nicest room I've ever stayed in, dude. I didn't want to leave. But so he came and picked me up, got me in the shuttle, went back over. I talked to I went to the baggage guy. I'm like, where's my bag? Like, oh, it's still in Charlotte. They had told me it was on the plane and it would be there when I got to Richmond. Nah. I said, look, bro, I got a $600 wedding suit for a wedding in there. I need that. He's like, we'll get it to you. And that dude was such an old, tall, black dude, Southern brother, God, I love my Virginia people. And he says, sir, I understand. And he says, Billy, don't you worry about it. We're going to get that to you.
Nice.
He says, promise we'll get it to you tonight. I said, thank you, sir. I appreciate it. And so he gave me the number to call and everything, told me to call at this time. So I watched. Sure enough, they got my bag to me at 1:30. So other than American Airlines, the trip was awesome. It was just one of the most blessed experiences of my life, dude. So I got there, and like you were saying, the grandson comes into the world.
And what day was that?
May 18th. So my daughter had the C-section scheduled for Monday, the 20th. Right? And she knows my favorite number is 9. She was born on the 18th. I've told you this before, the whole number 9 thing with me. So I keep telling her, I'm like, because my first grandson, Frog, I thought he was going to be born on July 9th. But he started on the 9th, but he didn't make it till the 10th because Mama had to have a C-section because my daughter almost died on the table. Dude.
Oh, my God.
Let me tell you, that my everything would be different right now if that happened. God, thank you, God. But yeah, so she just planned on having a C-section because she wasn't going to risk it. But anyhow, he decided, no, Mama, Grandpa needs me to come on a day that equals 9, so I'm coming on the 18th. He was born. He was 9 pounds, 2 ounces.
Oh my God!
And healthy as can be. And so my sister got married at 1 o'clock, and I would say about probably around 1:20, 1:24ish, about East Coast time. She made her vows, said I do, to Dan, and Dan, her husband. That's his whole family, him and his whole family, just the sweetest people. I'm so happy for her and him. You could see, Travis, the look in their eyes, how much they love each other.
Nice.
God,
I
know it's wrong to envy, but I envy that.
Cool,
I envy that sparkle, that, connection. And my little sister deserves it. God, does she deserve it. She deserves everything good in this world. Maria Costello, she was one of the people on Pharrell's gospel choir, super choir that he put together before COVID hit. She was one of the sopranos. One of the most beautiful voices you'll ever hear in your life. Anyhow, they get married, and then as I'm pulling up to Maymont Park in Richmond, my phone goes off. Hey, Dad, I'm on my way to the hospital. Pretty sure I'm going into labor. So she's going into labor as the wedding starts. I walk up. Maria's coming down the hill. I think they're just doing photos and all and getting ready. And I go, hey, I know you. She goes, I know you too. I go, what you doing? She goes, looks at me all nervous, getting married. I'm like thinking she's being a smart ass because, I'm her brother. And she's like, and I look and I realize, oh, you mean, okay, let me shut up and run down here. So I get down, I film the wedding and everything. But then later that night, my daughter texts me, my son-in-law, Victor, texts me and says, Mom and the baby are healthy and all, gives me all the stats and says he was born at 4:24 or 1:24 their time, but 4:24 on the East Coast.
Yeah.
So my mother and my stepfather, Sonny, James Llewellyn Sr., they celebrated their 34th wedding anniversary on Sunday the 19th. And I wasn't even aware of it. I know they'd been together a long time. And it's funny because Jimmy and I had talked about it the night before at the airport. And whatever. I was like, they've been together a long, how long? We were trying to figure out. It's like, it's been over 30 years. And it was just coincidental that it just happened to be their wedding anniversary the freaking next day, man.
Wow.
So God is good, man. I'm telling you, God is so good. People just give it up to him and tell you life is going to change for the better, because that's what I did. I just said, God, I'm flawed, I'm messed up, I'm screwed up, but I'm your creation. So if you got a plan, brother, just just take me and can just guide me, And
Yeah.
that's what I'm trying to do, man. Is I'm just trying to be as good a man and a Christian as I can. I tell people I'm not a Christian because I don't live like a Christian should, but I'm trying.
Yeah.
I'm making the steps and the effort. So just so people out there understand, you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to.
There's a reason.
There's a reason.
There's a reason.
Amen.
Yeah.
So I like to give nicknames to everybody. Yeah. So I'm still working on one for you. I haven't thought of it yet, but
it's probably been said if it's a negative one.
Yeah. Well, now I think I'm just going to go with Wrangler. Because you live out here in Horse.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Horsetown, and you wrangling old Billy here. Yeah, so maybe I'll just start calling you Wrangler.
Just as long as those butts don't drive you nuts.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you wear Levi's, but I don't want to offend you, but I'm gonna call you Wrangler. But yeah. Anyhow, he was born between the sister's wedding and the parents' anniversary, and I was like, kid, perfect timing. Yeah. I'm gonna call you Drummer. So Tanakh is Frog and Julio is Drummer. So Frog and Drummer Rodriguez.
I love it.
That's going to strike fear into many hearts when they take the football field in 15 years, buddy. I'm telling you, that high school, them kids on the other side are going to be like, oh, not the Rodriguez, Frog and Drummer. Oh, no, not the Rodriguez brothers. But yeah, man, it was just perfect the way it all worked out like that. Yeah. And it was just kind of like God was saying, yeah, I'm going to test you with the trip.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, coming back,
smooth.
Listen, Charlotte to Richmond is a breeze. Richmond Airport, nothing.
I saw those pictures. You were just like
Charlotte to Seattle, Seattle to Charlotte, shit show. Like it's just you have to fly to Charlotte. Next time I'm gonna probably go Alaska or some other airline that flies straight through from Seattle to Richmond.
Pay a little
extra, more, but I'm never going through that again. Yeah. And American Airlines can pretty much count that I'm gonna cut their credit card up, and they can take the points and they can stick them up their asshole sideways. I'm done with that. I just that whole experience was so. It was so just. It's one thing when you screw up, you don't show up on time, or you didn't do something that you were supposed to do. But I did everything right, and they cost me a special day that I can't get back. They can't make up for that. The only way that they could even come close, like I said, was give me a free round trip ticket to anywhere in the continental United States of my choosing. Right.
Right now.
For unlimited, whenever I want to go.
Yes.
Right. Round trip. That would mean I'd be like, okay. Cool, we're good.
Yeah.
But then I thought about it and was like, no, because I'll still probably get canceled and bounced around and everything. I'm like, no, man.
What's the point?
I'm like, if you don't give me first class guaranteed seating, then never mind. It's not worth it.
So let's go on this trip. I'm just gonna hit some highlights I saw. I'm really curious when you showed up in that outfit, in that sweet suit,
dude.
What I mean,
big pimpin'.
Yeah, how did that go? Tell me what the big reveal.
So Saturday morning, my brother Jimmy drives me over to my cousin Robin Costello Osborne. She has she does her hair in her basement in her own place now, but she used to have a shop on the reservation. So all my cousins on my dad, pretty much all of them are from the res, the Mattapanai. And anyhow, she says, yeah, come on. We had talked before I went. She says, yeah, come on over. So I got there. She had the greatest ganja. I know I got coworkers gonna be hearing that. Please, just don't run that shit to the management. Anyhow, fuck it, I'll find another job. I'll go work for the union and really piss them off. But no, it was a wonderful time, and she was amazing. She pulled my hair back, did a French braid, clipped the eagle feathers in the back. You saw the hat, right? The fedora. I put that on, and it was just perfection. Funny thing was, I got to the wedding and several of the other guys had Men's Warehouse suits too. We had all gone to Men's Warehouse. Dan, the groom, one of his friends, my nephew Kai, we had all bought our suits, and we all had pretty much, it wasn't the same, we were all different, but you could tell it was Joseph Abu suits that we were wearing. And man, it's been so long since I've had opportunity to wear a suit for anything, and it was so fun because I just felt, man, I feel good wearing a suit. Like I wish I could do this all the time. Like somebody else getting married, man, so I could wear this suit. But yeah, it was such a grand time, and the whole thing. Here's another thing: the wedding. All day it had been raining in Richmond off and on. She was so worried. They had bought a bunch of umbrellas. They were so worried that the wedding wasn't gonna. It was gonna be just so. And I told her it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the weather is. It matters what's happening. Is that two people in love are going to make this bond, right? And so we're going to make it, girl, we're going to make it happen regardless. And ain't nobody going to trip. It's going to be what it's going to be. And we got there, and I tell you what, man, God's grace, he pulled.
Parted?
The clouds didn't part. The clouds stayed. So because listen, let me tell you, Virginia in a suit like that in May, it could get pretty muggy and uncomfortable.
Sure.
No, God said, no, I'm going to keep y'all chill and cool, but I'm going to keep it dry too. So it was no rain. Literally, we got done with the photos and everything, and then the drizzle started back. Once they were done with the ceremony, the photos and everything, then God said, okay, you've had enough time. I can't hold it back no more. And so the rain started, we got out, and then the groom's family, Dr. Neifeld, had oh God, their house is so gorgeous. Their house, dude, if their house, it's right by a pond, over in Richmond or Chester, but just I guess the wife Jan had designed. They bought the land and she designed the house.
Oh wow!
I want her to design my house, dude. This woman is incredibly good at architecture. Apparently, it was just a magnificent home. They are the sweetest people. I mean, just so kind. He's Jewish, so I was like, "Are you Jewish?" He says, "Yes." I said, "Shalom." And he had a big grin, and I said, "L'chaim." And he was like, And I explained to him, my fascination with cultures, religions, knowing that I have a little tiny bit of Ashkenazi Jew, which he's 97% Ashkenazi.
Oh, wow.
So, there was that bond. And then, I just told him, I said, growing up, being me in Richmond, Virginia, I just kind of felt compelled to look up, read history. I read a lot of books as a child. I love the library, love the smell of books, and I love the fact that I could gain all this knowledge just at my fingertips by just making an effort. So I, had a long talk with him. Wonderful man. But the highlight, and just so happens, she just returned my Facebook message that I sent to her. A young lady. I say young lady. She's from Romania. Her name. Did you see her? You saw her, right?
You're skipping ahead on the what does this mean, Billy?
What does this mean? What?
I'm going to go through some of your posts.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, let me hold. I'm sorry. I don't want to step on you. Go ahead.
It's a good segue into it.
So you saw something. You saw them pictures and stuff. And
I also saw the post that you recently had. We'll talk about that.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
So, all right. So, Mom, how was hanging out with Mom?
God, I love my mother. Man, if y'all knew... let me try to hold myself here. I sat outside their house Sunday night or Monday night and thought about everything that God had blessed me with. And I started crying, Travis, because I didn't have the words to say, to give God thanks. All I could do was sit there and cry and humble, just humility, like, dude, I never thought I would ever deserve to be so blessed like this, and you're just showering me with all of this love and grace and blessings. I don't know, God, I don't know the words. So I'm just going to sit here in silence, which I know a lot of people find that hard to believe. But I sat there in silence by myself outside and just cried for a few minutes, just in my mind going, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Like, I don't know what else to say, but God, thank you. That woman, most people out there wouldn't have survived what she's been through. She is a testament to God's will and plan. She's also a testament to, I don't want to get too political here on certain subjects, but my mother had every opportunity to live a different life multiple times before I was born and after I was born. And she said, hell no, I'm keeping my children. So I owe her everything. I owe that woman everything, dude. And I think sometimes when my daughter came around and she first moved in with me, she went out with Victor the first time and she disappeared for 3 days with him. And I didn't hear a word from her. And you can imagine my panic. Well, as I realized what I was feeling, I thought about it and went, you did this to your mother. You hitchhiked across the country and you disappeared, not for 3 days, you disappeared for months. Like, your mom didn't hear from you for much. She didn't know if you were alive or dead, and you're out there in California and Arizona and Texas, whatever. So I called her up crying, just, Mama, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. She's like, what's wrong, baby? I said, I just realized what I put you through.
Yeah.
And God, I feel like shit. I'm so sorry, And I love that woman. Dude, I love that woman so much. She's getting up in years. She's had a knee surgery, and fortunately, the knee's bad. She got both knees replaced. The right one's good, but the left one ain't, or vice versa, and it's messing with her hip. So she's kind of walking with a limp. And Sonny, he's had operations on both his legs because he went through chemo for cancer, and he's in remission. It's not growing. It's still there, but it's not growing.
Okay.
He's a Marine. They're tough, dude. They're just. They are what they're billed as. They are some tough dudes. Anyhow, he's walking around with the cane and all, and so both of them. He's 77, she's 78, 77, and she's 73. So the pull to go back home is getting stronger because I just feel like I need to be there. But at the same time, it's like my daughter and my grandsons and son-in-law are here, and his family's right up the road from you here, in Covington or whatever. So I'm like, I can't just bail, man. I'm like, and she understands that, but at the same time, I'm the oldest son, man. There's a certain responsibility that falls upon my shoulders. It's not a burden. I don't want anyone to ever think it's a burden. I bear it proudly and gladly. But that woman is amazing. And the fact that I got to hang out with them on their 34th anniversary and take them out for dinner, I told them, you go wherever you want. Order whatever you want.
Nice.
They were cheap. They were a cheap date. I told them, are you sure this is all? I can afford more. They're like, no, we're good. I'm like, all right, well, if y'all want to go to a nice steak restaurant or something, some high, gladly, I don't care. No, we're good. So, they like TGI Fridays, man. They're like that. They're simple folk, man. But we had a great time, and like I said, I'm just so blessed. That woman is an amazing human being, and you could do a lot worse than to be like Linda Llewellyn. That she is one hell of a matriarch, I'll tell you that, and she's got a lot of children, grandchildren, and great grandchildren that can attest to it.
That's excellent.
And we love her dearly.
That's excellent. That's awesome. That is awesome to hear. Awesome to see it on Facebook as well.
Yes, sir. I like to share. I put it out there.
Have you held Julio yet?
I have not. Okay. I have not. Started feeling a little under the weather the last day. Got on the plane. The airplane era is just, So anyhow, I got back and I've been dealing with this. I think it's a chest cold. I had a tick bite me on my left thigh, upper left thigh. I was just like, I hope I don't have, like Lyme disease. Oh my God, am I gonna die? It's Rocky Mountain spotted tick fever. But I've just been getting over it, so I don't want to, go around. I'm hoping that I'm feeling better, much better today, and I'm hoping tomorrow I'll be feeling well up to snuff to go around and see him because he's a week and a half old now.
Right.
And I really want to meet the little guy, but I'm not gonna risk. So I'm still waiting to meet him in person, and he ain't gonna remember it, but I will. And I'm so stoked, man. I'm so just. God, I love being a grandfather. It's the greatest title. Dad is pretty freaking awesome too. And that's a story, one of our episodes. I want to tell people the whole story of how I found my daughter. And
we got Father's Day coming up. So
yes, I think I think that's an excellent idea, Travis Wrangler. That's an excellent idea.
There we go.
Yes, sir.
I'll write it down so we don't forget.
Yes.
Possibly will forget.
Because I can tell you, I owe her mother an unpayable debt of gratitude, Anita Snow. Lady, I love you with all my heart and soul for what you did and what you didn't do. And I owe her an eternal debt of gratitude. I won't go into detail because I'll keep going. But just suffice to say, when I tell people this story, Travis, there's a certain point that I hit where people start crying. I told it on the plane to people, and I warned them ahead of time, this story makes people cry at a certain point. And I looked over at them when the point came, and they were both, the guy and his wife were in tears. And I was like, see, I told you. And they're just like, oh my God, that's an amazing story. And I'm like, yeah, it is. And it's like, that's why I say God has been so good to me, because my life would be so different had my daughter not come into it. So we'll save that for another episode. But what you got?
Well, we are going to go through a few of these. Now, guys, I want you to know that Billy is the type of guy that loves to share. There's no... I think he filters it. It's one of those big... charts that says, should I share this or not? And then it's like,
don't look, Mom.
It keeps going. Well, does it have this in it. Yes, no, yes. Either way, the box gets down to yeah.
Yeah.
It finally gets down to the yes.
Yes.
And so
There's very little I won't share.
Yeah, he even shares his songs for his workouts, which is kind of cool. It kind of gets you like, okay, this is what.
Well, I like to let people know, this is literally what I'm doing right now, and I tell people if you put this music on and listen to it while you're exercising,
this will fire you up,
and you do it every day that I do it, I'm telling you, I'm not in the greatest shape, but I'm in pretty damn good shape. And everybody that sees me is like, no, you look pretty damn good. Like for 57, I think I'm doing okay. But it's been commitment. Like May 1st was 2 years ago that I recommitted to the gym, and it's made all the difference for sure. And like I said, I don't know how many days or years God has planned for me, but I want to try to extend them as far as I can because I want to watch those boys walk at graduation, maybe even get married and start families of their own, be a great grandfather.
I like it. All right,
yes, sir.
So here's the first one.
Okay.
We're going to ease into this. We're going to keep these answers brief.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
We've got a few of them.
Yes, sir.
Billy
do my best.
Painted Horse Costello is watching Power on Netflix, and then one word, interesting.
It's a documentary about policing in America. It's an interesting thing right now that there's a faction that says we need to get rid of policing because of its history and slavery and whatever, and there is a history in the South. But then at the same time, there's a faction that's saying law and order is necessary for a successful civilization and society to exist. And so it's this, this conflict, I guess, of old things and new mindsets clashing, and we're trying to figure out how to come to a point of like, okay, we can meet here and agree here. And I'm watching it. Like I said, I've been subjected to a corrupt police force. I've seen cops that try to instigate stuff. Had one try it with me one night. I'll tell you that story another time. It was right after my divorce. And I had cop friends down in the after-hour scene in Seattle that I told that story to and said, what the fuck, dude? Why, this is going to become a problem. This is back in 05, 06. I'm like, this is going to be an issue if these guys keep doing this shit, guys. I'm not telling my cop friends, this is going to become a problem. I see them nowadays and they just sort of hang their heads because they were scoffing at me then. They're like, you just don't, you're just, I'm like, all right. Well, I said, I've been around a while and I'm seeing, these cops out here that shouldn't be allowed to be mall security, much less cops. But, then there's a corrupt justice system out there. You've got overzealous prosecuting attorneys that will try to railroad people, innocent people or even people that weren't that guilty of something that bad or, So I just watched it and I thought it was very interesting, the take on it. It was very well done. I thought very well produced, and it was interesting. I think people should watch it. I'm not going to tell you whether you should like it or dislike it. I'd say, make up your own mind, but it's brand new. It just came out on Netflix, so yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting.
All right, well, that's a good recommendation. Did you delete a post? Do you ever delete posts?
Occasionally.
And no, here we go. This is it. Hey girl, I flirted with you recently. Check your messages. I'm trying to run this chase, but I'm limited on patience and persistence. Wait.
Okay.
Billy, what did you mean by that?
I was just kidding. I was only kidding. Honey, I was only kidding. No, so back to the story. I met this beautiful Romanian woman named Vivian at the wedding. And we hit it off. We were just having a grand time. I loved spending time with her and talking to her. But I messengered, whatever. I sent her a message today. I was just like, and I was just being my typical smart ass self because I know she can see. I'm a public profile, so it's not like you can't come on my page and see.
Only a few friends on it, though.
Yes, I'm limited on that. Because some of my posts that are on it, like your friend, you guys are gonna see posts from time to time that just has the little friend icon, right? Not the globe, but the friend.
Yeah.
Because certain things, man, I want you guys to feel like friends, like you have a special place in my life. Like only certain people get past that gate. You can stand outside and watch the show, from the fence line, but it's you front row people that are gonna get the guitar picks thrown at you, right? so you're going to get the special treatment, right? But and I like it that way because I'm not afraid of anybody. Right. I'm not afraid to say anything.
Right.
So I am who I am, and I ain't changing for anyone.
Right.
But
But anyway, sorry.
Yes,
sorry,
sir. Yes, sir.
Back
Yes,
to
sir.
that. Back to you throwing.
Yeah,
Shooting your shot.
Yeah, I'm shooting my shot, but I mean, I'm just flirting with her. She's all the way in Virginia. She lives in Williamsburg.
And it's not Kate Beckinsale.
No, oh God, dude.
Because that was like immediately after that, I was like, did he throw a DM at Kate Beckinsale?
I probably should. I mean, what the hell? What's the worst that can happen? She's gonna say no. She's gonna, who's this freak? This weirdo? Who's this? Who's this hot ass tattoo guy with long hair and a beard? Wearing all the Deadpool drip. No, guys. I got a lot of pages I follow on Facebook, but yeah, Kate Beckinsale is just incredible. But no, there's several girls out there that if they only took their shot, they might be surprised at the results, but I'm not going to force it. I'm not going to beg, I am too proud to beg people. Sorry. I'm too proud. But yeah, I'm not I'm a, what do you call it? An insufferable flirt, full of myself. But yeah, I just had to throw that out there to dig at her because it's been over a week since we spoke, and I gave her my number or my business card, and I'm like, really, just gonna ghost me like that? Huh? All right, fine. But then I saw her thing on Facebook, and I was like, well, I went on and I kind of liked a couple of her, but it's just like, hey, I'm here. I didn't say anything. I just liked a couple of posts that she had just recently posted. I'm here. And so I have literally right now a message from her waiting on my Facebook that came up while we were sitting here. That's why I was saying, looked at you and smiled. I was like, oh, look.
There you go.
So she responded. So we'll see what
We'll see what it says. Now, I'm guessing you, for the most part, will make up your own jokes that you think are funny in your head.
I do. Oh, I do.
And then you post that. And if you see
do.
something funny, you usually just share it.
Yes.
You don't steal.
I don't steal.
And then type it out as your own.
I don't steal people's material, man.
Yeah.
I'm very... Listen, I had my television show stolen from me by Fox Sports,
right.
So I'm not going to go out here and bitch about that and then turn around and be a douchebag like those douchebags.
So you did post one, and I'm curious if you did send this to her, because you said 2 days ago, I wish I could pay off my home mortgage by posting pics of my butthole on OnlyFans. This inequality cannot stand, man.
That's a dude reference. You know that, right?
Yeah.
That's Bridges. That's Big Lebowski. Yeah.
So I didn't know if you...
This aggression cannot stand, man.
I don't know if you sent her one.
No, I didn't send that. That's just for everybody. That's just me being my typical smart ass, over the top self.
A beehole pic. No, did you send that to her in the message?
Oh no! Oh, no, I've never sent any pictures of my butthole. Nobody should be subjected to that kind of travesty. Are you kidding me? I don't even want to look at it. You get that, sometimes you get that burn or itch or whatever in there, and you're in the bathroom and you're bending over looking back at the mirror and stuff. Come on, don't act like you haven't out there. Stop. We all done it. It's okay.
We've all
it's
been
all
there.
With
those lonely Tuesday nights.
We're all friends here. Come on, you can be honest with me. You've looked at your butthole in the mirror. But yeah, I'm like, no, I would never. That place, that looks like a nuclear disaster zone, man. It looks like something exploded, man. It's like, no one should be subjected to that. But no, I was just finding it funny because I see these girls out here, and I'm watching this, what's it called? Whatever podcast. And they have girls on there all the time that are OnlyFans models and stuff. And there's dudes on there that just break them down.
Yeah.
You may have seen it.
I see them.
Okay. The one dude, man, just breaks them down. Just calls them on their shit.
But he's also like, both of them kind of do, but one of them sits not even in the same room.
Yes, that's the dude. That's the guy. So exactly. Like, they probably had to remove him because the girls get so pissed off they want to attack him. Yeah, man, and I don't blame him for wanting to send out of the room because he's spitting truth and these bitches can't handle it. Excuse me, ladies, but they are. I mean, they're little online sluts and they sit here trying to justify their deviant work choices and then want to act like they're doing something good for society. And it's like, honey, come on. And then they sit there and I love it when he calls out the hypocrisy,
Right.
And I'm like, yeah. So then when he said something recently on the episode, that just immediately as I got up, I was like, yeah, I wish I could pay my mortgage off with my butt picture, my butthole, because that's what OnlyFans pretty much is girls taking pictures of the beehole and posting it, and some simp dudes, beta males out there going, here, baby, here, show me more pictures of your butthole. That's a great butthole.
But this is what's ironic about
pink
this.
Starfish.
And we're all trying to dive into the brain, and we're getting there.
That's a dangerous ploy.
But that post that he just talked about, showing his butthole to make money, came immediately, almost a day after he posted ever meet a complete stranger and end up giving them your contact info and FB link, and then you wish you were more antisocial?
Yeah.
Because he's thinking like, oh, I share way too much.
Yeah.
They're going to see this about me.
No,
and
that's...
then the next day, who wants to see my butthole from OnlyFans?
No, don't extrapolate that.
I
No,
know.
what happened actually was I met a gal. She seems... I don't know. I don't want to judge the girl, man. It'd be wrong of me to do that. But just sort of... sometimes I used to ignore red flags. I don't do that anymore. I pay attention. But yeah, sometimes I just think to myself, man, you got to stop talking to complete strangers in the store all the time, Billy. Like, stop giving people your information, man. Like, just you should do a little screening. I should have a screening process at least first. But look, man, I'm a single guy who's very outgoing, with ample time on my hands now that my dog Karma has crossed the Rainbow Bridge. So yeah, I miss them cuddles. I miss them warm doggy snuggles, man. Especially when you're sick, getting over cold, having a warm little pit bull there to keep you company was a godsend. And boy, I sure do miss her. But yeah, no, I was just being a smart ass as usual. Thus my love for Deadpool. She's beautiful girl that I met at a grocery store, and I was just kind of being a dick. I don't know. When I don't get the response I want, sometimes my feelings get hurt. I'm human. What do you want? But yeah, that's the story there. It was just me being a sarcastic dick. It happens.
It happens.
Daily. Hourly.
Mostly when I'm near my Facebook.
Pretty much, yeah.
No, it's okay.
Look, a microphone.
I'm trying to see if you deleted one, because this is the one.
I rarely delete anything. Yeah, like I tell you, when you go, I make Travis's job easy. He's like, anything you want me to edit out? Nope.
No, seriously,
not a word.
It's super nice. So there was a point, I will cut this out if you want this question.
Nope.
But you kind of made a reference earlier on that if you're not interacting, if you're not
yes,
leaving a comment about nice thing, you don't have to like me working out to this song.
Right.
But if I'm showing
I'm sharing pictures of my sister's wedding. This is a beautiful moment. My grandson coming into the world. This is a beautiful moment. My parents celebrating 34 years. This is a beautiful moment. I'm sharing this with people. I have 126, well now 124.
So did you remove 2?
I removed 3 and added 1.
Oh, okay.
But who somehow or another, one of my bestest friends, John Legan, somehow or another he got removed from my friends list, and I didn't do it because I've known that guy.
Yeah.
We grew up, man.
Right.
Like John's one of the best friends ever, and my friend that just passed the other day, Daryl Church, God rest his soul. It's one of the sweetest human beings you would have ever met, Travis. Just a big, lovable bear. We were all tight growing up. So anyhow, I was like, John, did you unfriend me? He goes, no. And I'm like, well, I didn't. Like, all right, fuck you, Facebook. Right. Bastard. But anyhow, I've had some weird, wonky stuff happen on my page. I'm one of the first people that ever said fuck Facebook on Facebook and then said fuck Mark Zuckerberg, because I think Mark Zuckerberg is a soulless, sociopathic piece of shit. We all know that he stole Facebook from the twins. He's like Bill Gates. He's not really smart or talented. He's just good at stealing other people's intellectual property and making a fortune off of it. I think people like that are fucking evil scum, and they deserve every bad thing that happens to them. This son of a bitch is building a bunker over in Hawaii. For what? We don't know, but I can only imagine a guy with his power and pull knows a lot of things that the rest of us would probably freak out if we knew. But yeah, I just think that if you're going to be part of that small little collective of quote unquote friends, man, participate. Look, so my friend Clay Ramsey, he was one of the other 4 of us. He passed away, and Daryl. They'll never be removed. Okay? So passed away friends. Then I have certain friends. JJ, such a good friend that when he goes off of Facebook and just turns it off and doesn't go for a while, I know that he's not on. But if I go on your page and I see you're active and I'm liking your stuff and I'm commenting or whatever, and I try so desperately to be involved in everyone that's in my friends, so I don't feel like a hypocrite. I hate feeling like a hypocrite. I'm not a hypocrite.
Give a like.
So I'm trying to be active in there, like saying, hey, thank you for allowing me into your inner circle. Let me show some love here, And so I'm big on reciprocation, man. And if you can't, cool. If you don't want to, cool. I get that. Don't unfollow me. That's a bitch move. Just unfriend me and move the fuck on. But don't unfollow me, man. No. That's just that's spineless bullshit, you know? If you ain't liking what I'm spitting, I get it, man. My shit ain't for everybody because some people can't handle the fucking truth and facts and, you know, intellectual thought. I know some people ain't prepared for it. I get that. But, you know, but don't hang around like a fucking wart on my ass. You know, just thinking that I don't see you. I know you're there.
Did you remove some people?
I did. Oh, I did. I'm not going to say any name, but no, I did. And if they like it or not, I don't really give a fuck. You had plenty of opportunities to, you know.
So you had a few people in mind.
Bro, this ain't the first time.
Gotcha.
This ain't the first time. Okay, I used to have thousands. Back when I was one of the first public people on, because my girlfriend at the time at Wazoo was on Facebook when it was just the Facebook, right, on the college campuses. And she created an account for me and put it through the Wazoo thing. So that profile is long gone. I don't even know how to find it. But I was one of the originals in 2006 when it went live. Also YouTube. I was one of those people. I was trying to get the Waterboy Sports Show to transition over to YouTube, you know. I wish we had in hindsight because we'd probably all be not working these day jobs that we're working right now if I had, but, you know, 2020 and all that. But yeah, I tell people like, you know, this, I have a cousin, won't name her, but I did a post. Didn't call anyone out. Just another post similar to that one. I said, being on my page is a privilege, not a right. So respect it as such or kick rocks. Well, she decided to go and do a post that said, I just saw someone who blah, blah, blah thinks it's a privilege to be on their page. And it's like, you're not special. And just like ripping it. Didn't name me. And then she says, and here's the kicker, their family. And I just went on and I just went in the comments and I said, okay then. Bye-bye. And I blocked her ass. And I'm like, see, it is a privilege. See, I guess you fucked around, you found out, cuz. Like, it is a privilege. Like, being on my page is a privilege. You are literally, you can't even be a follower and look in from the other side of the fence there like the followers are. You're literally cut the fuck off. So and it's like, so.
Were they one of the ones that you had in mind when you posted that?
No. I do this from time to time because. Well, I do it from time to time because I'll see people, you know, that are in the friend circle that are active, but I'm like, okay, so I know I post enough that your feed, some people's like, dude, my feed is filled with your shit. I'm like, yeah, I know, that's who I am. I do that. I dominate a news feed. But I'm like, there's no way on God's green earth that your news feed hasn't popped up a couple of my posts at some point in time. If you're not interacting, then there's one of two things going on. You are... You're secret hating. You know what I mean? You know those secret haters? They act like they're your friend. They love you now, but they actually hate you. They resent you because, well, why has he got to be so funny? Why has he got to be so liked? Why does he got to be so smart? You know, or whatever. Or it's that, he voted for that guy. You know, stupid shit like that, right? And I'm like, whatever. It's either that or you unfollowed me because, well, God, my newsfeed is just filled with your post. Okay, well, you know, there's a way to limit that too, but at the end of the day, I think, well, if it's such a fucking bother, just unfriend me. Don't stick around sticking your marshmallows in my fire and shit, making s'mores, and then, you know, acting like I ain't the source, that I'm not the fire. Like, can you get the fuck out of here, man? Like, kick rocks. And like I tell people, I don't care if you're family, friend, or stranger. If that's your attitude, man, go away. I'm not holding a gun to your head to stick around. You know what I mean? This page is designed to make you laugh, make you think, piss you off, you know, make you cry or make you go, wow, God is great. But there's a purpose to what I'm doing, and if you ain't down with it, that's okay. I'm a big boy. I can handle it.
Right. Well, I just started looking at it just to see, because I'm like, dude, have I done this? But I see that.
No, so, you are plenty active. Well, you're plenty active,
and that's
bro.
fine. I was just curious for myself. But I'm like, I wonder what I'm not seeing. Maybe I'm not seeing everything, and so maybe you're getting shadow banned.
Oh no, some people are getting 5, 6, 7, 8 days later. They're seeing a post, and I'm like, wait, really? And and people have been stating that they're probably shadow banning me. Facebook. Listen, I've written them scathing letters and responses when they've, nailed me for whatever. I've called them fascist because they are fascist, because they work in cahoots with government. That's what fascism is for you folks out there that don't know. It's not someone that you dislike in a political party. Fascism actually has a fucking definition, and it's a real one. It's when private corporations work together in conjunction with government to control people, to what do you call it? Censor thought, censor dissension, and anybody who knows me from my public access days knows that I was a big proponent of free speech. I stood up for Mike Aves, the Mike Cunt, get your friend laid show. You remember him, the guy that smoked the little bong and showed porn at midnight? Mike Aves, I went to one of the meetings one time, stood up for him, and ripped on public access people. Walked in, the guy's kid, so who are you? And I looked at him. I was like, you don't know me? He's like, no, sir, I don't. I said, but you're going to sit there in judgment of me and my fucking show and think you can tell me what to say on my show and you don't even know who the fuck I am? I go, and I'm one of the most popular shows on this shitty channel. And all the people in the room started laughing. And I'm like, does anybody in here looking around, like, does anybody in here not know who I am? And everybody's like, you're Nick the Saint from the Water Boys. Everybody's just, yeah, he's the Water Boys, you know. Like everybody and it was a crowd, dude. And Mike Aves and Craig Rogers, another friend on Facebook, they can vouch for this. Craig has the video of it, in fact, where I stood up there and told him, I said, just remember, Nazi Germany looked a lot like this too at one point when they started taking books out and burning them because they disagree. I'm like, and you fuckers sitting here now trying to tell us what we can and can't say. Now, brother, this was 2004, I think. So this is 20 years ago, at least, maybe, it's about 20 years ago that happened. And we've seen, like, I have people telling me now, they're like, dude, you were calling shit 20 years ago. That's literally happening now. And I'm like, yeah, it's a sucky thing about being a prophet, man, is like, you know it's coming, but you can't do a damn thing to stop it, right?
It's on its way.
So, you know, that's there. And like I said, man, there's no hate or resentment for those people. It's just look, man, this is a privilege. It's a privilege for me to be on your page, your friends list. It's a privilege to be sitting in this chair right now on your podcast. And that's why I respect you and treat it as such, right? I'm not going to come in here and try to domineer you or treat you like...
I just got to wrangle you.
Yeah, you just got to wrangle, man. You just got to be the wrangler. You're the wrangler.
Just got to wrangle.
Yeah, man, you're the wrangler. But no, seriously, I'm big on, you put it out, you get it back. Yeah. And if you can't do that, if you can't reciprocate, if you got a legit reason, like, hey, man, I've been sick or, I've had family issues or something going on in my life and I just haven't been able to be on there, and when I post, it's just when I have a moment between whatever. Okay, if you're communicating to me and telling me, hey, man, I want you to know I'm not ignoring you or whatever, this is going on. Well, thank you for being so, personal and letting me know. But if I'm supposed to sit there and decide whether, you're just like, fed up with my shit or something else, I'm just going to lean to you're fed up with my shit and therefore, well, I'm not going to keep you around.
Right.
You know,
you don't need to,
I need to keep.
Do us a favor. I'll do you a favor and just.
Right. I'll remove you from the tribe. I'm just going to remove you from the tribe.
You're good.
So you
Sorry
on
for
your
bothering
way.
you.
On your way. It's like I just try to surround myself with people that want to be there.
Yeah, I like it.
Yes,
well, for those that are listening, we hit our hour mark, which is great. And we want you to be there. Keep messaging. Keep sending questions. If you have a special, it's fun. I've done this a few times. But when people will like, hey, I got a story, and it's whoever guest I have, and they're like, ask them about this.
Yeah.
And then they don't expect it. You get the real live reaction. Oh yeah, no, they said that. So if you have a little story, you don't have to type it all out. You can give me a little bit of information, a couple keywords. I'll throw it at Billy, and then we'll just run with it.
That's a great idea. I actually like that. And I mean, I got obviously people on Facebook that are friends and family that have known me for all my life, and then people that know me just from Washington, what have you, and coworkers, truck drivers, mainly Teamsters. But I think that's a great idea to have them, because I'd be interested to see what questions they want to ask or the stories that they remember. That's the big thing, man. Is just the stories, the little, anecdotes that they can share. Yeah. That would be interesting.
And I need you, because this is going to be a new segment of Billy, what did you mean by this? But I need you to pretend that you don't know that's going to be a segment every every week.
All right, yeah.
Because I
well, we got the Father's Day episode we're gonna have to do, and that story is gonna be
authentic. I want the authentic. Don't be pre-planning this.
Oh no! I'm not gonna set anybody up. I'm not gonna tell anybody, hey, go do this, hey, say this or whatever. Ask this. I'm not gonna set up. I'm not gonna set up any softballs. I want it to be organic and genuine. It's like the nicknames for the grandsons, man. I told people, I'm like, it's gonna be organic. Whatever their nickname is, it's got Frog and Drummer, man. They both just, Frog Tanakh. His the reason he got his name, I told you, is my daughter sent pictures of him, the first ones, and he's laying on his back, and like most babies, they pull their legs up and his arms up, and he looked like a little frog. Like in biology class, looked like a little frog. So that's why I call him Frog, and call his little brother Drummer because he had perfect timing, coming into the world.
Right in the middle.
Yeah, man.
Shout outs. You got a shout out?
Oh man. Shout out to my little brother Jimmy Llewellyn. Thank you for everything you did for me. To my cousin Robin, thank you for taking care of me when I got there. To my mom and my, just call him Dad, for being the wonderful people that you are. To my sister and her amazing and awesome husband, Dan, thank you for inviting me to that glorious and special, blessed moment, man. I feel so just humbled and thankful that you guys let me be a part of that. And to all my friends and whatever that have had my back and supported me. JJ, thank you, sir, for helping me through being so cool through all of that. Man, you are the true definition of a friend, brother. Stockcar Scott and I are fortunate to call you one. And then I guess give a shout out to Jamie the Water Girl, because she's been a really solid friend. I was watching the newest episode of The Water Boys yesterday that Scott posted. And it's funny because he's posting them on Mondays, and the date of the show is literally 20 years to the date. He's matching the date. It was May 27th, 2004, which was a Thursday. Just happened to be Monday, May 27th, 2024. So he's doing that thing. So it's literally 20 years to the date. And
Love it.
He figured that out, and I was like, that's brilliant, dude. So, and God bless him for going in and taking the stuff and editing it and rendering it.
Sports or Waterboy Sports.
Fans of the Waterboy Sports Show. So if you want to join our little it's a private page, because we want cool people that can go in there and watch me say a bunch of shit 20 years ago that would probably get me quote unquote canceled today. You can't cancel me. I'm uncancelable because I don't give a fuck what anybody out there thinks. If you don't like what I had to say, tough shit, man. Grow a pair and move on. That's the thing, is we become such a bitch society where people they want to destroy you because you said something I don't like. I want to make you lose your job and make it. Really? Because I'm an old school outlaw, bro. You fuck around with a man's livelihood, you could really be stepping into a snake pit. And I'm real about that shit. Don't mess around. But like I said, man, we just want cool people on that page. So yeah, if you want to go to Fans of the Waterboy Sports Show and click join, me or Scott or Jamie, whomever's the admin, will make sure you get let in there. Just don't be an asshole. Just that's my job.
All right, everyone. Well, thanks so much for listening.
All praise and glory to God.
Thank you, Billy.
Christ is King.
Amen.
Amen.
All right, have a great week, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Talk to you soon.
Peace.
All right. Very well done.
I like that. Yeah, you definitely are a smart man to wrangle me in. Like I said, I get going sometimes, dude, and I forget. And I could be there 20 minutes on one subject and be like, oh, yeah, let me get back to the original subject. That's just how my mind works, Travis. That's not a bad thing. It's just my thing,
Yeah. No, that's good.
I tell people if I had a woman sucking that baby batter out of my fucking brain every fucking day, I'd probably be a little more chill, a little more calm, but it is what it is. Oh shit, I'm still recording.